I think in order to be successful in any industry, including sports, you have to have a passion for that particular industry. And sports, you definitely have to have a passion. I think whenever you go into anything, if you don't have a love and a passion for it and really want to know everything that there is about that particular industry, then you're going to cut yourself short. I had a great passion for football. That's why I started to play it when I was a young kid. I had a love for the game. I still have a love for the game. I'm still a fan of the game, even after I've played it for 23 years. And I think you have to bring that type of emotion, that type of feeling to anything that you're going to do in life to be successful at it, because you take ownership in it that way. You really have a personal relationship with what you're doing each and every day, and you feel good about going to work every day because it's something that you really enjoy, it's something that you really want to be successful with because you have that passion and that love for it. So I think having a passion for whatever it is you're going to do in whatever industry is very important as a start. I think whenever you go into anything, you have to try and know as much as you possibly can about it. The only way to know as much as you possibly can is to do extensive research, and you have to ask as many questions as you possibly can. And in the field of sports, it's constantly changing each and every day. And that's the beauty about sports. It's not predictable. You just never know what's going to happen from one day to the next day when it comes to sports. So it doesn't matter if it's the game itself, it doesn't matter if it's the industry itself. It's always evolving. The technology is changing all the time. So the only way you're going to keep up on that is to try and be as knowledgeable as you possibly can and doing as much research as you possibly can. Don't feel like you know everything, because you don't. There's nobody, I think, in the world of sports that knows everything. The people that work the hardest are going to get the most out of it. And it doesn't matter if it's on the field, doesn't matter if it's off the field, doesn't matter if it's in an office. The people who do the most work are going to get the most results. So that's one of the things that you have to really look inside yourself and say, am I willing to do as much as I possibly can work-wise to outwork that other person? Because sports is a very, very competitive business, and everybody wants to be involved in it. And the only way you're going to break into this field is you have to outwork, you have to be smart, you have to ask questions like I talked about, but the bottom line is you got to have a passion and a love for what you're going to do. Try and get involved in as many projects as you possibly can. And a lot of times that might mean on a voluntary basis. Volunteer your time to be involved in a production. Do what you can to be a production assistant. Be a runner. Be a grip, whatever it might take, just so you can get involved and see what it takes to put a production together. Same thing if you wanted to work at a radio station. Go down to that radio station and just see if you can shadow people and walk around and see exactly how things are done. Or if you're working for a particular football team, volunteer your time just to be around it, just to get a feel for what a football organization is about, or a baseball organization. The only way you're going to really get a feel for that is to be on the job doing the training that way. It's easy to talk about things in a classroom, but unless you're doing it on a day-to-day basis and seeing how things are run, that is the best experience you can get in the sports business, to actually experience itself. And you want to be qualified for as many of them as you possibly can.